Hey folks, welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. So I have some good news and bad news. The good news is that we have some really cool captures that we're going to share with you in this presentation, and we hope you enjoy them. The not so awesome news is that somehow or another I managed to fully detach my right retina and I can't see out of my right eye anymore. So I'm scheduled for surgery and there's going to be a bit of a road to recovery, and so without two functioning eyes, this is not an undertaking I can do. So, my fingers are crossed, and I hope to get back in the saddle and produce more content as soon as I can. But for the time being, this is going to be the last one for a while. But again, hope you enjoy it. Feel free to comment and share. All right, take care. All right, folks. So look, this is roughly 20 seconds of actual footage, speed-wise, of a helicopter. And it's not zoomed in tons, so you can't see tons, so the quality isn't going to be there. But we're going to go through 3 separate little instances with this. Here's the first one, and it's somewhat benign, and each of these 3 get progressively more interesting. And this happened around the 6-second mark, and it's just, it's slowed so you can actually see it. But once you pan back a bit, you still see it. You can get a sense of the arc of this thing. And again, the rotor speed tells you how fast this is actually moving. And here it is in real time. And then at the 13-second mark, this happens. And obviously it's a little closer to the helicopter, and it sort of spikes at the bottom, which is, at that speed, is pretty impressive and interesting and different. Yeah. And I'm sure you've already seen from the last little capture that there's things going on in this footage that I haven't mentioned. And with this one, you can see on the bottom right, something comes into play there. It's the third one. This is where it gets nuts. Watch this. And again, if you look at the rotor speed, this thing is moving very fast. But this crazy angle turn isn't even the crazy part of this one. Check this out. Yeah, this thing at that speed just stopped, hovered, and then kept it moving. It looks like a cartoon in real time. Yeah, so in less than 20 seconds, we had that, and then we had this. This is crazy because this thing blinked in and out. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, you'll see it right here.
This footage isn't the best because it's from a good distance, but it's a good indicator, a good example of how these things blink in and out, and we've seen it happen before. Here it is at real time. This one sort of speaks for itself. You know, the real speed version of this is muted because my son and I were chatting, so you're not going to hear any audio. Otherwise, the rest of these, the real time, is the volume's left up. It's just very fast, that's for sure. Whatever it is, it's fast. This is another one of these things that just spikes, and even slowed like this, you can see from a performance perspective, it's just not something that you ordinarily see in the regular world. This one's pretty cool because it's white and you can see it very easily, and also we got a number of frames of it because we weren't zoomed in all that much. And there's also a little black fast mover that comes in on toward the bottom, which you can see in some of these captures. This is actually the same plane that we just saw, and this happened a few seconds after, but it was harder to see, so I changed the contrast a bit to bring it out for you. This is kind of crazy because there's a couple different things happening here. You know, there's one that looks sort of like a fly, but it isn't, doesn't perform like one, and then this other thing is just kind of orb-ish. And you'll see something come along the side from top to bottom too, which we'll address in a minute there. And you take a screenshot, it looks like some sort of Pokemon character or something. It's weird. And here's the capture that came along the side. It speaks for itself. You know, it's funny, people see these things in a certain frame or shot and they say, I see wings, therefore it's a bug or it's a bird or whatever. But then, you know, if you're going to play that game, then you got to do it no matter what is showing. And when you look at these screenshots, I mean, you don't see wings, and you can't pretend like like you do. I mean, it's just, there's something there toward the front and it's heading straight down. So what do you do with that? This brings us to our last one, and this is panned out so you can see actually how far away. The action's on the bottom left. And here you go. You know, foreground insects are huge when you zoom in, so the fact that this is this size tells you that that's not what it is. And even at that distance, it's still hopping through. It's not smooth. Here it is in real time.
All right, folks. Well, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. It's, some crazy stuff in our sky out here. And like always, we're left with more questions than answers. That first series with the helicopter with the three, the third/last one in that series, to me is just next level. It's so hard to wrap your brain around the speed of that thing when it banks and then it stops and then gets going again. It's just, I could watch that over and over and over. It's just so perplexingly fast. And then, you know, having things blink in and out. I mean, what do you do with that information? And again, it's not the first time we've captured it. It's the first time we're sharing it. But it wasn't a fluke, and it's a characteristic of these things. And we have it documented on multiple occasions. So, in any event, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment and share it with other people if you're so inclined. And like I said at the outset, this is the last one for a while, but hopefully we'll see you again. Take care.